Hey guys, welcome to the full supermoon in Scorpio reading. I am feeling inspired and feeling hopeful and I'm feeling my vitality. I'm feeling like I'm getting where I need to go. There's something about this moon, and it has to do with we're healing. We're healing from a curse. The curse. We're healing to expand with our truths. Something is being set free here from the throat chakra, from the feminine. And it's connected to the masculine. Creativity. We're facing an unnecessary fear right now. This is the time we're in. But this unnecessary fear is going to allow us to expand with our mind and our ancients and thoughts. It's connected to food and how we nourish ourselves here, and understanding that food is information. It's also connected to the bees. Okay? We're going to talk about that in a second as soon as we share scribed information. This is going to activate the earth and the water in order to create the proper shape we need. Now we know this is the negative tetrahedron. It's water and earth, but it's connected to the positive. It's connected to pulling the shapes together. And we're going to do that with the earth, with Taurus, and we're restoring our confidence. And we're going to expand with growth within the moment. We're about to have growth. And it has much to do with this. And we're going to heal from extremism energy. We're going to heal with the masculine. And this has much to do with Pluto going in retrograde. And this is activating the feminine, the priestess, illumination, expansion with the Six of Cups. And that's going to allow us to heal with the Nine of Swords and the earth. We're going to have a divine moment here in the Tower. A divine moment of surrendering in order to expand and healing with nature and connecting to the center. The center, this has to do with the center. And at the center is also our fear. This Nine of Swords is connected to our center with the Six of Cups. This is what they're showing me right now. But we will expand with growth. I want to share scribed information now. I love this book, guys. I bought this book and my son added to it. And it always needed to be there. Now, here we go. The full, we know, the supermoon in Scorpio, and it's the pink moon. And this is connected to saving the bees and healing with nature. And understanding that the bees are connected to our food supply. They're creating it. If you were to go to the store and the bees were to go extinct, do you know how much food would be gone? It's understanding this, and it's understanding this is happening. It's understanding that the bees are going extinct. Now, I'm really lucky. You know what? My brother gave me some honey. And there's a company that is selling their honey. They have on a rooftop in a metropolis. This is a city in a metropolis that's trying to spread the word that the bees are going extinct. And they're sending out wildflowers. This is what they're doing to help their tenants to understand that anything we can do, just anything we can do. And guys, right now it's about anything we can do. This food nourishes us, okay? And this food is information. And the more artificially charged our information becomes, just think about this. This is really big right now. This has to do with healing with food, healing with nature. Food is information we eat, and that information is being manipulated. We must be very careful to drink high vibe liquids and food. We need to do our best to know the sources of our food and use holistic cooking techniques, and that's understanding how you cook your food. First of all, how long, once you take the skin off this banana, it's sitting there because it's oxidizing. Unless you put something like lemon on it, which helps it, you know, lemon and oil, some sort of, you know, hemp oil that's gonna coat it and make it not oxidize as fast. But this is understanding this. This is understanding that this is science. And we're looking beyond just feeding an impulse. I'm not eating this banana anymore because I'm hungry. I'm not feeding an impulse. I've expanded my consciousness. Look, I can starve myself right now if I feel like it because I've expanded enough. I can do that right now. If I want to apply that patterning. Because I can use my consciousness in order to do it, and I can connect to my heart, and I can understand why, because I'm going to work with my heart chakra. But this is understanding that, you know, even when I store this, where am I storing this? If I'm storing this in toxic materials, that this now becomes toxic, that we can destroy food in a heartbeat. And holistic eating and cooking right now is really important. What's up? Do you need a banana, monkey? We're going to heal with force by using food. Something's going to make sense. We're going to have our third eye activation. This third eye activation is connected to our heart, and our heart is connected to our body, and our body is connected to our mind, and so on. Guys, we're going to make a connection. This is how we're making a connection to the center. We're going to make a connection to the center. This has to do with the Ace of Swords. And where we're going next, I'm going too fast, but it's connected to the Fibonacci sequence and just going. Let me come back. So we're going to heal with our solar plexus, and by creating that negative tetrahedron and healing with earth and water, we're going to see how to create and expand with the positive tetrahedron. They're connected, and we're going to talk about that here further when we expand channel messages further in part 3. Now, Pluto's gone into retrograde, the lord of the underworld, right? Scorpio, full moon. Pluto retrograde April 27th to October 6th. This is a minute. And this is in order to heal from our pain, our shame, our betrayal. You know, this is extremism energy. This purge, we're going to let go of something. We're going to let go of some things. Rebirth and heal from the extremes. Like, this is where we're going to see the biggest shape shifting from old to new, to create a new. You want to see amping up the building? We're going to be amping up the building. And if you're just like, I'm not seeing it out there, guys, we're expanding with consciousness, with the mind right now, but we're going to apply the force. This isn't just expanding with consciousness without applying the force. We're going to apply the force because we're healing with the masculine, and we're going to use the force to expand the matter, the feminine. So, right now we're in a time. Who wants to face reality right now, right? But when we face reality, we see the negative in order to add the positive charge and shift it. We see this, but it's still connected to healing from the center. So, who wants this to be real? But this is about our high vibe dreams of a healed future. This is not staying here. This is healing from it. This is saying, you know what? I'm going to heal from this because I'm going to do this. And this. I'm going to create this with my faith, with my heart. Because I'm going to heal with my mind. So, of course, this has to do with a negotiation. A healed future. We're going to create it through a negotiation, a harmony. And that harmony is connected to the monochromatic scale of dark and light, and the creation of all of it in between. So this is this symphony, and it's connected to phi, the golden ratio, and that's connected to the Fibonacci sequence and spiral. And this is a universal spiral. This is a universal spiral. So we're going to work with our ancients and ancestors to expand. This is what they've shared with me with this pink moon. And why do they call it a pink moon, guys? Okay, we're going to expand with that further in part 3. Part 2, channeled information, and we're in part 1 right now. We're expanding off what is happening right now. Okay. So, with everything you just heard, we're going to work with these two gods here. This is what they showed me. I love to, because with this oracle, you can see that these cards are connected, because they create a picture. The Santa Morte Oracle. Now, the king of the dead and the afterlife, ruler of the deepest part of the underworld, our connection to the time we're in. Along with his wife, he forms the binary and complementary opposition of disaggregation of bodies and matter. We see him devouring a body for rapture, and fading out are the starting point for any successive work of creation or regeneration. And that's connected back to why we keep receiving that message. There it is, guys, right here. Creation, destruction, destruction, creation. We're going to destroy now. We're in a time of destruction in order to create, in order to regenerate. This is connected to the Lord of the Underworld, the time we're in, Scorpio, Pluto, rebirth, destruction to create. Right? For regeneration. We see him devouring a body for rapture, and fading out are the starting point for any successive work of creation or regeneration. He is the alchemic solve to separate. So in order to solve, he's going to separate the analysis before synthesis. The phoenix that dies and turns to ashes before rebirth. And this is where we're making the equation. Where is that Ace of Swords that's in? I swear, it's because I channeled information. But this is everything right now. This is everything. Understanding. So this is the analysis before synthesis, the phoenix that dies and turns to ashes before rebirth, the advice of the dead. It is time to look at the situation from a more in-depth point of view and to analyze the circumstances before you put the pieces back together. And that's what we're doing. And it's connected to the Queen of the Dead and the afterlife. Responsible for memory as a whole and in individual memories. She represents the principle of synthesis and the aggregation of bodies and matter. Complementary to that of her husband, she is the alchemic to join together. A continuation on a lower level of the concept of synthesis expressed by the feminine. In fact, we see here near some recently remolded bodies. Devouring starts the day, because just as life cannot exist without death, day cannot exist without night. The advice of the dead, the study and analysis you have done is sufficient, and the time has come to put them to work enacting your own synthesis. And we're going to do this. This is connected to our next message. But guys, this really has me excited because it's connected to the balance of the sun and the moon, the dark and the light, the yin and the yang. And this is the time we're in. And it reminds me of a story of what is happening. We received a telescope from my first real Two of Cups experience, my first equal. You know, me being the moon and him being the sun. And then, of course, because we've learned how to create that Two of Cups, him being able to be the moon and me being able to see the sun and see that in each other. Because at the end of the day, of course, we're always a mix of both things, no matter what. It's just sometimes we're predominantly more one thing. Sometimes we're balanced. You know, this is how we're so multidimensional, but we understand that, you know, these people exist in our lives. And this is my brother. And my brother was my first Two of Cups experience and showed what that means. And that's understanding that in order to create this equality, not everything is a romantic relationship. It's having these relationships that are equally as important as these counterpart loves that are showing us that we're all equally as important, that we're all one, and what that means to continue to elevate. And when I say it's us here, it's more than, you know, just us and of course spirit creating with, you know, the creator here and love patterning and all that. He's part of this channel, and there would be no school for the fool without him. And he, for my birthday, surprised us here. All right, guys, so you know how we're always talking about here about manifestations? Well, this wonderful birthday present has arrived, and we're opening it up. We're gonna see what it is.
Even though you might already know.
I'm gonna see this.
All right.
It's a big moment.
Okay, open it up.
Oh my goodness. Wowee. Now we can see if the earth is flat or not. Guys, look what we got.
Telescope.
Look what we got, guys. Look at this.
Now this isn't just any telescope, but this telescope is meant for a specific reason. This telescope has actual lenses to take pictures of the moon and all that kind of good stuff. So you better believe Nicole's gonna have some serious videos coming soon.
And it was just so wonderful that that all came and all happened right this weekend in alignment with this moon. And seeing the expansion happening, and he completely surprised me with this all. And just, he is as much of this channel as I am. And, you know, understanding this, understanding that we came here to work with others, and it's a negotiation. And you know what? He shows me all the time that it's not easy, but it's so worthwhile, because that's where the magic is. Like, I feel the magic with him. I feel the magic. I feel the wonder of creation. And he completely is, like, he's my younger brother. He's, you know, gonna be 24 years old or something like that. And I mean, at the end of the day, he is a man of new earth. And I am so happy that I get to play a part in that experience and understanding what this all means. But we are healing with our family lineage. We are healing with our ancestors, and we're going to share a message right now of the time that we are in, and it's all connected. And when we go forth and explain this more in channeled messages, it's going to make even more sense. Ancestors, appreciation and healing. Our ancestors live on through us and within us. And this is being connected to those that have passed on as well. From the old to the new. And we are the center. Now is the time to remember where you have come from and what you may have inherited via your DNA. Genetic memories, patterns, behaviors, always remembering that our ancestors did the best they could with what they knew at the time and the circumstances in which they lived their lives. And we're going to heal from the past. And we talk about this forth in channeled messages, because it's connected to our adversity and expanding and shifting with our path. timelines. Being a co-creator of New Earth, where we're going. And it's connected to these two gods and understanding we're destroying old patterns to create a new, to heal with our truths and heal from this curse that we're facing here with our family lineage and expand with it and expand from it. And it's connected to the devil energies. Those on the other side of the veil often stand with us, waiting for forgiveness, acknowledgement, and freedom from pain that they were not able to clear while alive. Freeing them frees us. Healing is not limited to any one time, place, and event. Its effects are far-reaching and cross many realms of existence. Archangel Metatron, who has been in existence since this earth was created, has seen everything that has happened to you and your family, including members you never met, going back generation after generation. And this is how we're going to heal from our confidence, because you know what, many of us just want to be seen. We're trying to be seen by some withouter source from without, right? But it's time for us to understand within that we have access to who can see us from behind the veil. They're seeing it all. They're seeing this whole show go down. And they're helping us to expand and create anew. It's all part of the plan. Repetitive circumstances seem to play out again and again in families. Poverty, alcoholism, infidelity, broken marriages, failed businesses. By taking that healing back through the family line, then forward to the future, generations where DNA has been cleaned and the memories of the past challenges replaced by optimistic strands to be planted in new fertile lives. Think about what needs healing in your family line today and bring this to the light for the clearing. And this is happening here. And remember, this is connected to our Two of Cups and coming together and our heart's electromagnetic field balancing with our chakras, because we need our truths in order to do this. We have to set our truths free because it has to do with our heart's electromagnetic field and our connection to our counterparts from within to without, and vector equilibrium. So we're clearing, guys. We're in a time of clearing. The image on this card also asks you to acknowledge all the beauty of your ancestral line. You are the product of all of them. A survivor who has their strengths and talents and gifts. Maybe some of these were unexpressed in their lifetime, but you can do it for them now, and they will always encourage you on. Like the nurse in the 1920s who had no modern medicine to prevent many from dying, but her grandchild in the present is equipped to heal mind, body, and soul. Our great-grandparents who painted and were creative carried to the young child who now displays enormous gifts, and everyone wonders where it came from. And guys, this reminds me of my father and healing. And understanding his path is connected to mine. And how beautiful that has been. How beautiful that has been. And it's truly my connection to the other side. To behind the veil. And it's why I'm able to sit here and do what I do here with you guys. And as always, thank you guys for joining in to be a part of this as we heal, harmonize, and raise the vibration and build New Earth, guys. I love you. I'm sending it to you. I'm always sending it to you, okay? Now, there is so much ability and help unseen most of the time from the past and from the future. Take a moment to look in this image and see yourself as part of something much bigger than you can ever imagine. These souls are part of your soul group, always there and present if called. If you've always wondered what your soul group is, now you know. Here's some information. Now, if you resonate with it, always resonate with it. Is this resonating from within? Nope. And remember, We give ourselves permission to expand and change. Growth. We leave room for growth there. So we're going to realize too that the ancient figure at the back of the long line may be the new child now cradled in the father's arms. The flow of love between the generations is constantly rebirthing itself and remembering what it is to be human. You were able to call on your ancestors at this time to help you. They will cheer you on from afar. Guys, let's call on him. Let's call on him. And this just is connected to this nest and the message we got that's connected to this one and the tree and the time we're in of rebirth. All right, guys, let's head on to part 2, where we're going to expand off of channeled messages further, and we're going to take a close look at the cards. See you there, guys.